We are the champions of a falling monarch, under pressure to save the kingdom, waiting for the hammer to fall, tasked to keep yourself alive and also to save the land. Our enemies, they want it all. But who wants to live forever? When a legacy will do. This is all Radio Gaga.
Very good.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Deo. But let's find out whether this fat-bottomed girl will be sent victorious, happy and glorious, or whether another one will bite the dust as Chaotic Neutral plays for the Queen.
And so, you now face your greatest of all the foes, the nemesis that you've been trying to destroy since your first day as an investigator. This enemy has ruined your life, destroyed all of your hopes and dreams, not only of you, but of everyone you love. You have encountered a region-locked video. A region-locked video, yes.
So, not a terrifying demon?
No.
Or some kind of maniacal would-be dictator?
No.
Or a cult member, maybe?
No.
So this whole quest has been
To watch a region-locked video and protect yourself online, yes. So what do you do?
Okay, so I suppose I go to a travel agent, if there's one in the city, and maybe I hire some mercenaries to protect my data?
Why don't you try Surfshark?
Surfshark?
Yes, the VPN. Surfshark can allow you to watch region-locked videos while also protecting your privacy and keeping you safe from online criminals. Chaotic Neutral fans can get 4 extra months free by visiting surfshark.com/chaotic neutral. And what's even better is that Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in giving it a try.
Right, so I'm going to roll for VPN. A natural 20!
That's not how you sign up, Sullivan, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
So we are playing For the Queen, which is a card deck-driven storytelling game in which we are all going to be members of the Queen's retinue. You see, the land that we live in has long been in turmoil, and our Queen has decided to set out on a perilous journey that will take a long, long time to go and treat with a distant power in order to shore up our defences, shall we say. This deck is full of different question cards. On a turn, each player is going to draw a card from this question deck, and then they are going to answer it as their character. And we're going to find out more about their character, more about their relationship to the Queen. All we know at the moment, this moment in time, is that we all are said to love the Queen, but that love can take many different forms. At a certain point in this deck, there is a card that says the Queen is under attack. Do you defend her? And at that point, all of us will have to answer that one question, that final question, which will end the game. And our answers will determine the future of the kingdom based on the questions we have answered throughout the game as we build up a picture of our Queen. For the Queen also comes with a bunch of image cards that you can use to help guide you in shaping who your Queen might be. We have selected this one. Not a frightening queen at all.
Skullface.
Yes, a very kind, loving queen. This is our little queen. We can name her as we go, but we will be discussing her throughout this game. There are plenty of other cards in this game if you happen to pick it up, but we're not going to spoil them all for you now, so you can find out about them if you fancy to get in the game later. So, should we begin the game? Dom, would you like to go first and answer our first question?
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about my character. Find out as we go, I guess.
We're going to find out as we go. So,
Okay,
yeah, you can
great.
read. The good thing about this game as well is we can all help shape it. It's not a.
Oh, great.
You can read that question to yourself, read it aloud to all of us. We can all chip in with suggestions for you, but you ultimately get the choice of what you say and what your character does in this scene, and you're going to shape this portion of the narrative.
The Queen once expressed a desire you knew you couldn't fulfill. What have you done about it? I have kept myself available, but at arm's length. I've made a boundary that is perhaps not too clear, so that everyone can choose to believe what they want to believe.
Toxic.
Completely toxic. Completely toxic and spineless.
Yeah.
That's what I've done.
And she merely asked if you wanted to play ping pong. Oh no!
I need a partner for doubles.
Yeah, so there we go.
Emily.
This journey isn't just about diplomatic negotiations. What else do you suspect is going on, and why? We are going to a kingdom that is known for its mines. It's filled with gems, and one of which is said to have healing properties. Now, our queen is an undead queen, and she is hoping it can bring her back, or at least that's what I believe.
The Queen made you feel something you'd never felt before. Do you,
Made you feel dumb.
You need to talk to someone.
It's anyone, really.
We're all here for you.
Do you want it to happen again? I'd rather not. Abject horror is not a feeling that most people want to feel, but I'll never make that mistake again. Tell you that.
In your eyes, what makes the Queen beautiful? Obviously her clothes and her hands and her lovely face. It's a very pretty face. And her toes and her legs and her nails and her hair
The queen.
and her hair and the little hair on her arm and the little hair on her toe and the little hair on her thigh and and her knees.
Oh, you're
Asked and answered.
insane.
Asked and answered.
The Queen trusts you, but no one else in the royal court does. Why? You know what they say. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. And one thing you can trust about me is that I definitely will take the throne as soon as you vacate it. And that knowledge at least keeps the Queen safe, doesn't it? Because she knows exactly how I am likely to act in every single scenario, unlike every other liar, conniver, and trickster amongst this court.
Dare you? Whoa.
What did you bring with you to protect the Queen? I brought my trusty staff. Oh, it's got powers. Magical powers. I daren't use it, really, because it's too powerful. If I were to use it, you'd know about it. I've never had to use it. Nothing has ever been that dire. And that is the ultimate test. We must use our minds and our wits and our strengths before we rely on terrible, powerful magic like my staff. Don't touch the staff. Don't worry about it. Probably best you forget I mentioned the staff.
Right.
Don't think about it.
You keep bringing it up.
No.
It's like, if you stop talking about the stuff, maybe we'll stop.
Never.
Just let me touch it one time.
No.
It gets bigger every time someone's talking about it.
Too magical.
Emily.
What specific restraints has the Queen placed on you that don't apply to anyone else? Why am I?
Now shitting in public.
Fine. She knows no one else will. I'm no longer allowed to eat meals with the Queen. After I tried to help her, she was sick, you see. So I tried to help her by putting a little something extra into her food. She believes, wrongly, that I potentially tried to poison her. But she was sick. I was trying to help.
You had a vivid dream about the Queen. I've come up with
I need a voice. I haven't got a voice. I'm just doing my voice.
You had a vivid dream about the Queen. What about it surprised you? Well, in my dream, I went into the kitchens, and there I saw the Queen eating all the food from the kitchens, and I said, "Oh, Your Majesty, I didn't realise." And what surprised me most was that she was actually quite nice about the whole thing. And we had a little flirtation. Not gonna lie.
Oh no.
The Queen has a pet name for you.
God.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you appreciate it?
Have you heard of Declarenbow syndrome? Does she talk to you through the curtains?
Yeah, she's not in the retinue.
Yeah.
It's just touch 4 and then she lives
She's looking at the mud prints and being like, she's leaving me messages.
she lives 230 miles away in some little village.
The Queen does have a pet name for me. I'm called her Little Mouse. little mouse, and I come in and I deliver her things, and I scurry around, and she says, "Oh, there you are scurrying," and she gives me little strokes and little chin tickles, and I bring her silks, and I mend her clothes, and brush her hair, and she loves me.
Oh my.
Terrifying. When was the last time the Queen embarrassed you? Hard to remember. There's been so many occasions. The Queen takes every opportunity to put me down in front of an audience, always making me stand to one side, give up my chair for some visiting dignitary, even though I am a member of the court.
Oh, this is it.
You don't like it. You don't like the Queen.
Don't like her.
Serving the Queen is your duty. What do you do for her that is also your pleasure?
You're so saucy.
You're good.
Oh my god.
Touch my stuff.
Someone of my expertise and skills is required, of course, to furnish Her Majesty with certain improvements as her situation deteriorates. And I can't deny there is a great pleasure in finding just the right type of skin, the right softness of flesh, the right length of arm. Yes, and to have it to myself a little while before I need to present it, well, that's a perk of the job.
Oh god.
No!
Court necromancer!
Oh, well. Oh dear. The Queen once had you punished. What about the memory of that will stay with you forever? When she thought I had poisoned her food, which I hadn't, again, it was medicine. She had me sent to the dungeons. And there I heard whisperings in the walls. There is more going on in her court than meets the eye. I can sometimes still hear the voices. There's magic around here.
Told you so. It's me and my big staff.
It's my stuff.
When was the last time the Queen criticised you, and why have her words stayed with you? Well, it was just this morning. I came in and I was asking her which dress she would like, and she threw a hot iron at me and said, "You're the stupidest boy I've ever seen. You've got a big head, it's too big for your body, and I personally find you repulsive." And you know what? It stuck with me quite a lot, but so do all her words. Good or bad.
Why were you picked to come on this?
She clearly hates me.
Well, she's
You're
made a
dangerous.
mistake.
Yeah.
Part of you wants this proposed alliance to fail. Why? Well, I don't really know that much about politics or anything like that. But I don't think my queen wants it really to happen either. She's been whispering in my ear as she gets me to stroke her cheeks at night. She's been whispering, I don't know about this. I don't know about the proposed alliance. And I'm going, anything you want. Anything you want, my love.
Lucy's in The Favourite.
Yeah, 100%.
Which cheeks were you stroking?
Oh.
I don't kiss and tell.
Stroking her bum. Just the idea of stroking somebody's bum is really funny.
Just to go to sleep.
Go to sleep now, go to sleep. Or both.
Like a little bongo.
Yeah, so no,
Little
but
bedtime
we did
bongo.
say
that. No, face, cheek, and the bum.
Oh, I see.
Just
Sorry,
a
I
massive
thought
arm.
that's long.
Yeah.
Long.
She's a giant.
Left alone with big fat Franny. Big fat Franny's the Queen's name, I think.
It's ironic because she's mostly a skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Queen thinks more highly of you than you do of yourself.
Oh.
How do you know this? I think the fact that I'm still breathing is testament to how highly the Queen thinks of me. maybe many others, members of this court, would have had me thrown in the dungeon, would have had me swing from a rope for knowing my designs on the throne. However, Big Fat Franny, she knows that maybe I have more use in me than just a desire for the highest power in the land, because who does not desire the highest power in the land?
How can people tell, just by looking at you, that you serve the Queen? Do you mind it being so obvious?
To be perfectly honest, I don't have much of a choice. It is known that Her Majesty... well, there are rumours, of course, that Her Majesty is not all she once was, and, well, although we try to keep it a secret, it's a poorly kept one. And people often have suggested she must have some sort of court necromancer. Yes, I think it's quite obvious that I go around dressed entirely in black, adorned with skulls, and often late at night in cemeteries I'll be found with my trusty assistants with their shovels, and often get covered in gore and viscera and rotting flesh, that I am clearly a necromancer, and clearly working for Her Majesty. I would prefer it if it was less obvious, because I feel that confidence in Her Majesty is very important, and we must not sully her identity as the ever-living Queen, Francesca, the last of her name. But yes, it is what it is. You can't dig up a corpse without getting some brains on you.
Surely you can.
I haven't worked it out yet.
Francesca of Glutes.
When was the last time the Queen hurt you?
Wow.
Yeah, I think by bringing me on this mission, I know she does not want me here. I do follow her. I am a loyal subject. But by bringing me on this, she's taken me away from my family, from my friends, from my realm. I believe this is her final punishment for me.
The Queen has ordered you not to speak to another member of the retinue. Who? Do you know why?
It could be any of us.
Because you can't learn necromantic secrets.
You must not learn any magic. It would be awful.
I'm not allowed to talk to the necromancer, unfortunately, because I had applied for the job of one of his assistants, and she got afraid that maybe I could learn the skills of necromancy and use them against her. But I wouldn't do that. I think she's a lovely queen. I would just help her come back. I wouldn't exact any revenge. There's no revenge to exact.
Which cheeks were you stroking and why?
No.
You've had sex with the Queen again.
Stop
Again.
shagging the
They're
Queen.
calling to
What
me,
did you
these
do
cards.
this time?
They're calling to me, these cards. What brings out the Queen's kindness?
Oh my god!
That's ridiculous.
They're all meant for me, and I'll tell you exactly why. She's so kind. What brings out her kindness is obviously a good cheek stroke. You let her decide, never decide for her. Yes, I like to play my flute in her ear. She's very hard of hearing, as she is sort of dying a little bit. Or is she undead already? Who knows? I don't care. Doesn't bother me. And I play my flute very loudly in her ear. There's no flute there, but she hears it.
There's no flute there!
You just make the noise.
Do you know what? I think she's wishing for death now.
She loves her.
I shouldn't have got this necromancer.
I just tried to help her.
In your eyes, what makes the Queen ugly?
Skull face.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's got a big skull face. But I don't think that's the ugliest part of her character. I think it's the way she moves us all around. Makes us dance like little chess pieces across her board. Maneuvers us and gives us up like pawns in her grand and master plan. That is what makes our Queen ugly.
The Queen sometimes shows interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that? And why?
What's your personal life? The necromancer's personal life.
I love to watch Corrie.
Oh, cinema.
I'm not really seeing anyone right now. I'm not, wouldn't say I'm available. I'm not really looking for anything serious. No, she has asked many times about where I learned my practices and how one might go about learning afresh, and if anyone can have the abilities that I have. I respond with vagueness and charm, as I always do, and try to guide the conversation away from such topics back to... I think she also has a slight infatuation with me that is of a more physical nature, which is useful as a tool to keep her away from subjects that really wouldn't benefit me if she forced me to explain. After all, I can see her motivation. She wishes to be able to become self-perpetuating. And then I would be out of a job, wouldn't I? So no, we couldn't have that. We couldn't have that. We couldn't have that if she didn't need me. Because then I would have no power at all. Oh no. I have to keep my secrets. My terrible secrets.
I love the idea that this necromancer, the Queen's like, and where are all the body parts coming from? And he's just like undoes a button, and he's like, never mind, Your Majesty.
Oh, I've done that over again.
Let me just pick up this pipette on the floor.
She's like, oh yes, no, that's fine. Okay, right.
And then
What's
let's
happening
see
now?
what horrible thing's happening to you.
Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, okay. When was the last time the Queen used you? Oh my God! Who am I? I really wanted to love the Queen. The last time the Queen used me...
This card draw is insane, by the way. It's like split. Like,
It's
me and
hers.
Emily are just picking all the bad ones, and you
We're
guys
going
are
to
fun.
kill her.
Yeah.
And Lucy's getting all the ones where she's in love with the Queen.
And you're
Yeah.
getting all the ones where
Weird, like
she's
attracted to me.
Yeah, and you're going,
think
I shuffled
Yeah.
these guys.
I think you're a gimp.
last time. Well,
You've
she made
been,
me
what
put the
restraints
suit
have
on.
been put on you that have
That's
been put on
true.
no one else?
That's true. Oh no, I'm just. Oh,
She's
I'm
punished
just,
you with
I mean,
it, she
went
is.
to her dungeon.
Yeah, you were
When was
punished.
the last time?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So-
dear.
Is it hard to answer the question with a ball gag in your mouth?
Prohibited zip first.
Right. Well.
Necromancer, a gimp, an idiot.
An idiot.
These people will save the land.
A mad woman and a
And a
psychopath.
usurper.
These are the
Yeah.
people who love me most.
I'm not sure she's actually a queen.
You know what? I think we're all just man people in her asylum. As I was chained in the dungeon, her dungeon, she sent in her necromancer to extract some form of essence from my body. I was drugged. I do not know what it was, but I'm keeping an eye on him.
Oh, it was for the Queen, don't you worry.
Ooh, tension in the ranks.
The Queen made a dire threat before this journey began. Do you think she'll carry it out? So, just before I left, I said, goodbye, Your Majesty, goodbye. And she said, remember, if you come back and you haven't got what I want, then those little arms and legsies are going to be gone. And I said, oh, yes, I'm sure. She said, no, I'm very, very serious. Little arms and legsies are going to be plucked off you, pulled off you like you're a Christmas quacker.
Christmas
I
cracker.
believe
He's got Christmas crackers.
So, yeah, I think I do believe her, but I'm sure she'll forgive me.
Some would say the Queen is not your Queen. Why do you serve her anyway?
Because I'm obviously deranged.
Well, some would say the Queen is not my Queen, but they would be wrong. Because of course she's my Queen. I'm her loyal servant and personal seamstress. And I serve her anyway because she has made a promise to me.
Intrigue.
She has made a promise to me.
Scary. You saw the Queen do something terrible. Did you come to respect her more or less afterwards? I saw the Queen lock a member of our retinue up in the dungeon.
The Gimp.
The Gimp, they wanted to be there. They enjoyed it immensely, but that's beside the point. Over a quibble around some sort of poisoning, something like that. How can you poison an undead queen? Do they even need to eat? We don't know. But this is the move of a panicked person. To put someone in the dungeon, to make an example out of them, to try and go overboard with your power. It means that people have lost respect for you. It means that people don't fear you enough anymore when you need to do outlandish statements like putting someone in the dungeon over a minor infraction like an attempted poisoning. Well, let me tell you, I lost all respect for her that day.
Why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the Queen? I think some people have an unhealthy obsession with Her Majesty. She is a figurehead, and her qualities, the qualities that in other walks of life would make her an abomination. As the Queen is very important because it means she is the ever-living Queen, as I have said. That is the most important thing, and should not be sullied by treating her like she's a common or garden human being. But some people have distasteful obsessions, and they're jealous of my access to her because, of course, I see her at her most vulnerable. I have to go in with my hands and my needles and my magic and knit the flesh, make her whole again, in private, in the most private places. And some people in court, I'm thinking particularly of that mad bat, who likes to pretend she's a mouse. They're jealous. Of course they are.
Here we just things are turning around. When was the last time the Queen gave you a compliment, and why have her words stayed with you?
Because it was the only time.
I was going to say,
Kept your faith. That's
it
what it
was
First and
many,
only,
many years ago. She said that I was brilliant, that I was welcome in her court. I came from another land. I was outcast. But she accepted me with open arms, said she had a use for me. I felt at home. I'm sure things will get better. Any day now.
What do you do for the Queen that no one else could? Well, I do a lot of odd jobs. Bottom wiping. I can give a good massage. I wash her clothes for her as well. And yeah, you know, I do every sort of job that she tells me to, or sort of screeches at me in sort of this primal scream that no human could ever make.
When did you know you would never forgive the Queen?
Oh, it's all changing.
Yes, I haven't been to visit the Queen for a few days. She's had the necromancer in. Necromancer's spent every evening with her for the last week. I've come with new silks, new dresses for her, but every time I knock on the door, he barks at the door and sends me away.
All right.
She said I would spend every evening with her, not him. So,
No.
I don't know if I can forgive her for this betrayal, but she is my queen, so I'm quite conflicted.
You're going to kill her.
Yeah, I think we'll all kill her by the end of this. Who is this distant power you are travelling to, and why do they make you uneasy? The nation to our north are reclusive. They have shuttered themselves behind the high peaks that surround their land. Who knows what goes on in that sort of misted valley beyond. They talk of the mines. They talk of the gems with their healing properties. That just might be hokum. That might just be whispers put out into the world to ward people away, to keep them from trying a land that is weak, that has nothing to offer. We could be making this trip for naught, to form an alliance for this ruined kingdom with a kingdom that has nothing to offer of its own. We need a strong ally are we to survive this turmoil. And this magic, mysticism, nonsense. Absolute bollocks.
The Queen is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who?
Oh
And
my
what
God.
happened?
Oh my goodness.
It was an accident of a sort. It's not always possible to keep Her Majesty compos mentis. She has so many different bodies, and every body has a memory that is separate to the one of the mind. Was I making a mistake, perhaps, to use so many criminal elements? But they are the richest source of fresh parts. A strangler's hands, a murderer's legs, the heart of a demon child. I don't know. But things are better now, things are more stable, I've got a better handle on things, but in the bad old days, she had a feral moment. Her mind turned to the rot and the savage brutality of the undead. I brought her back, of course, but not before she'd ripped out the brains of my beloved young Peter,
Not Peter.
my little assistant.
Not Peter.
Not young Peter.
What makes you want to abandon the retinue? And who, besides the Queen, makes you stay? The kingdom that we are travelling to is my home nation. That's where I'm from. I do not wish to go back. I believe she has brought me because of my ties. Who makes me want to stay? I think we haven't got names.
No, we don't have a name.
Laurie.
Sir Laurie.
Sir Laurie. There's something in his character. I believe he might be a better ruler than she is. While I do not fully trust him, I am less frightened of him than the Queen.
When was the last time the Queen was gentle with you?
It's one card away.
But I remember before I was sent off for my schooling, but the Queen was very gentle with me. I was only small. It was before she went through the change. And she told me about how I one day will grow up and become a king. Then it all changed when she changed. And she said I wasn't allowed to call her mummy anymore.
No.
Very good.
And that I was to help her around the castle. So I've been doing that since.
Oh, puppy. Oh,
Little child.
little baby.
Stupid baby.
Stupid baby.
A little
child.
stupid baby.
Thank God we've got an undead queen. You'll never be king.
You were once summoned to a private meeting with the Queen. Why did you feel disappointed afterwards?
No sex.
No smoochies.
You didn't give me a kiss. I was summoned to a private meeting with the Queen. I was very excited. It wasn't in my usual schedule with her. And I went along and she held my hand and she told me that she wasn't going to be able to give me what she'd promised. She'd made a promise, though. She said she might not be able to fulfill the promise. Yes, it's quite troubling, actually. I really need what she has to offer.
When did you know you were in love with the Queen?
Oh my goodness.
Love, hate!
I wouldn't say I'm in love with the Queen. I wouldn't say I'm in love with the Queen. I'm in love with the country. I'm in love with the country. She's the figurehead of the country. She's, she brings in tourism. She brings in all the tourism, doesn't she? So I just love the country. I don't love the Queen. I think we should abolish monarchy. So I could be the what, She's really smart, isn't she? Really smart. She moves everyone around. She makes them all dance to a little song. The power, the aura, the way she steps into a room. My God.
I believed in you.
The way she steps into a room.
On 6 other people's legs.
She's got 12 legs. Scuttle.
Look at that girl.
My
And you're
God.
like, oh,
Don't call me that.
Idiot child.
You arranged for the Queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you?
What is going on?
They offered me release from the pact. I would be able to go back and practice what I want to practice, do the things I want to do. I wouldn't be trapped in this awful contract, constantly keeping this bitch queen alive long after she should be dead. But the contracts of hell are ironclad.
I could go back to practicing the things I want to practice. Herbal medicine.
And watercolors. And the piano. Chopsticks over
Yeah, and then a little thing crawls on and does the other bits.
Yeah.
Ah, little Peter's hand.
Yeah. One of many.
There's been so many little Peters.
No, he just had many hands.
You've seen a side of the Queen that no one else has. Do you hope to see it again?
Oh.
I mean, she can be very cruel. And I've seen how she treats people who she believes has wronged her. But she's very powerful. I do believe she could be a great ruler if the toxicity that is infecting her could be removed. As I say, I've been trying to remove it. Do I hope I see it again? No, not personally. She is cruel.
If you left or were dismissed from the Queen's service, what life would you return to? If I were to be dismissed, I suppose I would probably, the only place I could return to is my school. Maybe I could go there as some kind of assistant or helper or a teacher even. That'd be quite nice. I don't know what I could teach them though. I am an expert bottom wiper.
Bottom wiper.
Expert.
There's so much bottom to wipe.
That was my domain.
You're a bottom caresser.
What was it called? Groom of the stool, wasn't it? That's what it
yeah.
was called
Yeah.
in Henry VIII's time.
God, his bottom must have been terrible.
Oh, don't know.
He must have had to have a team.
Coming in with a power.
It was a very prestigious job, remarkably.
This is what we should get AI to do.
Yeah.
Wipe people's
Nowadays,
asses.
Never mind. Yeah, wipe people's asses. Not do all the cool creative jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could wipe an ass creatively. You could.
Start,
You could.
start in the middle and then choose a way.
You could do anything creative.
No, all the public school kids have got that stitched up, that job. It's who you know in that industry,
Oh dear.
it's not what you know. Some terrible bottom wipers. They're just their dad went to school with the right person.
What is something you do for the Queen that has prepared you well for this journey?
Eat turds.
Like a python.
Actually, I help feed the Queen. She, the one that used to be her son, she doesn't let him near a fork or a spoon or a knife. So I have to do that for her. And she's got quite a strong jaw, obviously, with that skull. So I have to really prise it open and shovel the food in very quickly while it's open before it shuts like a clam again. And it's made me very nimble and strong. So I'm feeling good on this journey. I'm feeling fit as a fiddle.
What do you do for the Queen that anyone else could? And why does she make you do it? She makes me read with that idiot boy of hers. She makes me read him bedtime stories. He's 74 years old. Remember, she's an undying queen. He's never going to be the king, is he? It's Prince Charles. Every night she makes me go and read him a bedtime story. It's always the same bloody story about some charming prince who becomes king of the land. It's absolute bollocks.
Read it again.
74.
74 being like, read me the story again.
Every night.
What is the most difficult part of this journey, and what makes you so adept at overcoming it? The nights. The darkness of the nights. No castle walls out here, just the thin canvas of tents. And they all think, well, we're in the retinue, we're safe. We're the last thing that will get attacked. But attacks don't necessarily come from bears and wolves. They come in sleep, in your mind. Yes, they don't know what's out here, in the madness of the dark woods. Yes, a different sort of problem. They are drawn to the undying queen, you see. But I'm equipped to deal with it. Because of my steely mind. I've seen some awful things, and I've learned a technique, a magical technique, to make sure I feel no emotions. When Peter was ripped apart by Her Majesty, I felt absolutely nothing. Nothing. And any time I think about Peter, I feel nothing. When I think about anyone who's died at my hands or the things I've had to do, I feel nothing.
You sometimes think you might be the Queen's favourite.
Oh, Stockholm Syndrome, fantastic.
Yeah. Why? And why does this worry you?
Covered in bruises.
It worries me because she's quite mean to me. But you see, sometimes I catch her staring at me, and there's a different look in her eyes. I don't think it's one of hatred. I think it's one of love and acceptance and usefulness. I think she thinks I'm useful, and that concerns me. I shouldn't be on this quest by any means. I was in the dungeon before we left, and yet she brought me. I don't know if I'm a hostage of some kind for my kingdom or a sacrifice, but she keeps me alive at least. And there's, yes, just a different look in her eyes when she sees me.
You sometimes think of one member of the retinue as the Queen's favourite. Who? What makes you think this? Well, I think that one she locks up all the time must be her favourite, because think of the amount of attention that she's paid. I'm not paid any attention, you see, sort of other than occasionally having things thrown at me, or indeed being insulted for the bulbous size of my enormous head. But that's not my fault. But still, I think it must be the lady that she keeps locking in the dungeons, because she's always talking about her. I wish she'd die. I wish she was just gone. She's awful. I hate her. She's like the opposite of my favourite. All things that she said before.
I don't know what happened.
The Queen once asked you why you serve her. Did she get an honest answer?
It was shortly before she said, "Who are you?"
Why are you always here?
Because I was leaving one day and she said, "Why are you here? And why are you serving me?" And I said,
How did you get in?
I came up the back passage and I brought you these silks. And I said I read in a posting in the square that you want the finest silks in the land, so I brought them to you, and I said you must have them because you are my queen, and there's no one better than you in all of the universe. And then she said, thank you for the silk. Get out.
The Queen once offered you comfort. What about the memory of that will stay with you forever? My son was sick. Caught the malaise, the rot that's going around. Some people think it's a plague, some people think it can be cured. Some people think that there's a magical healing gem in the land we're going to that's going to fix things, but it doesn't. And let me tell you, watching someone wither away and the smell, it's unbearable watching somebody you love succumb to this. And the Queen, for her sins, may not be the kindest soul, but the mask certainly slipped one day when in court she could see that as my son was passing, the mask, as I said, slipped. Not the actual porcelain mask that she wears over her skull face most of the time, but the sort of mask of proprietary, of being proper. And she placed a hand on my shoulder and she said, I offer you my condolences. And then she said, though I never will die, so I don't know what that's like. It's the most human she's been in a long, long while.
And I don't have a son, so.
I had no idea what that would be like.
What question do you wish you could ask the Queen? What keeps you from asking it in quiet moments, when she's lying there after my ministrations? I sometimes think of leaning down and asking, Your Majesty, do you want me to stop? Do you want to die? But what if she said yes? Then I'd have to do it. And then what of my contract? And what of my influence? Better the devil you know, I think.
What did you bring with you that endangers the Queen? I brought proof of my true parentage. I am the heir to the other kingdom. I left a long time ago. I know what my family are like. Should she arrive and I demand her death, they will oblige.
There is a rumour about you and the Queen back at the royal court. How did it start? Is it true?
I mean, it's the rumour she's your mum.
Well, that she's not your mum.
Oh. Right.
You silly 74-year-old.
She's only
She's
60.
not your mum! Stop imprinting on every skull-faced woman you see, like a little weird goose man.
The rumour is, and I know how it started because I suppose in a sense I started it, was that the other day, just the other day, she said, I love you to me. But there is a strong possibility she just said, a tissue, because she was sneezing at the time. But I told everyone.
She doesn't love you. She doesn't.
God.
How does the Queen remind you of her status while on the journey? Well, obviously with her stick.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Could you elaborate?
Well, her stick.
Status stick.
Her stick. And I actually helped craft the stick. Because she thought the stick looked a bit boring, and so I got her a bit of silk and we put some sort of streamers on the end and sort of fluffed it up a bit and made it look nice, and she will wave it about and threaten to whack anyone that comes near her, including myself, but I obviously quite like that. So yes, she's very, very threatening when she needs to be, and that is every single second.
When was the last time you had the Queen's undivided attention? Do you hope to have it again? Because of my obvious usurper's energy. Let's just say that me and the Queen don't have many private moments together. She prefers to keep me at arm's length, or at least amongst company, where she can, see if I'm sneaking up behind her with a knife. However, one evening, I was sneaking up behind her with a knife, and I found her in her chambers. She caught me. Those eyeless sockets swiveled my way, and it was like staring into the very pits of hell itself. I could see no soul there, nothing resembling human, though potentially that skull face may have once belonged to somebody. It's definitely not something I hope to repeat. The knife bit, maybe. Yeah, we could do the knife bit again, but no, I don't really want her looking at me.
What promise did the Queen make to you before this journey? Do you think she'll keep it? She promised me that after the journey is complete, once the kingdom is secure again, once things are stable, I won't be called on as much to be directly involved. I will oversee her preservation. I won't have to get my hands dirty. Maybe then I can focus on completing my various contracts. But she's made promises like this before, and she'll never find anyone crazy enough to do it. Well, maybe, but probably not. So no, I think I'll be doing this for a very long time.
The Queen knows something about you that no one else does. What is it? She recently found out where I'm from. No one else is aware, no one else knows of my parentage. I believe that is the reason I am here, and I do not see things ending well for me or for my home kingdom. Not that there's much love lost there. I believe she is going to use my life as a threat to get them to cooperate. And I do not believe that they will oblige.
Oh, so she's been using you as a bargaining chip. That's crazy.
And also putting me in a dungeon a lot.
Yeah.
The Queen ordered you to do something you knew you would regret. Have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Oh my God, no! It's devastating.
So, after the change, she became a much different mummy to the one mummy I knew before. And she wasn't very happy with Father. So she said that I was to take him out on a big long walk around the cliffs.
Oh no!
And that at a certain point, play the old game of push Daddy very hard. Unfortunately, and I don't think she meant to do this, he fell off the cliff. And
Oh my God.
and
Oh my God.
yes, I still regret it. But I'm a very good pusher.
Did you win
Maybe
the
that's what you
game?
can teach in this game. Yeah. Another thing you can teach.
Yes.
If you can't teach bottom wiping. If you can't teach bottom wiping, teach pushing.
Teach push Daddy very hard.
What do you do that pleases the Queen on this journey?
Stop it.
I play flute.
Well, obviously, I've got my flute.
You don't even have a flute.
That's the magic of it.
It's not magic.
You're just saying do.
She loves my flute, obviously. So that's probably first on the list. And obviously my stroking of the cheeks, she loves that. And she loves my compliments because obviously she's a little bit insecure, what with porcelain face and skull face, she can be a bit insecure about her looks. So I pay her many compliments. Compliments, endless compliments, and I've worked them into a song. Do your nose so fine. Do I wish it was mine.
Do the whole song.
Could you confirm that I'll be part of your lifelong firm?
Rhyming firm with firm.
Yes, I could have said sperm. But I was like, no, and then no. The first half was better.
Yeah.
I'd need some work.
Bloody hell. Oh dear.
Other than the Queen, there is someone else in this retinue that you love. Why are you keeping it a secret?
I can't believe that.
Well, they can never know, can they? They can't know that this idiot's my boy. They can't know. The Queen and I sired a bastard all those years ago.
Like 90,
Yeah,
70
yeah.
odd years ago.
I've also got to die. I'm really old. I've been really old this whole time. It's canon. Why else would I read him the bedtime stories?
Oh, Jesus.
I want you to be king so badly.
So great.
It's a really long version of I Just Can't Wait to Be King being played. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
And me on the flute.
Oh, gonna maybe be a king one of these days.
If she dies.
Because to Zazu, he's just a skeleton.
Yeah.
The Queen is under attack. Do you defend her?
Okay, so this is the end of the game. This is the final card that we will draw from this deck, and it is a question we must all answer. Dom.
I have no choice. The contracts must be fulfilled, and the contract is clear. Preserve the Queen. If I had a choice, I would stay my hand. I'd wait and see if fate takes the wheel. But I don't think the Lords of Hell will see things that way. I have to do what I must do.
I see my mother's army approaching, and I look down at the bruises on my arms and legs. And no, I do not defend the Queen.
I would do anything to defend Mummy, but I don't think she's been Mummy for a very long time. Oh. I won't be defending her.
You're going to be king!
You're gonna be king. You're gonna be king.
Well, if it means I have to work with that naughty necromancer, and I will defend the Queen, and I will take her porcelain face for safekeeping, and if I have to talk to her porcelain face on the stick end of my flute for the rest of my life.
It's not a real flute.
I'll do it.
You're just holding the mask and going, it's on my flute.
Exactly.
Completely mad.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've spent most of my life torn between my love for the Queen, my love for this country, and my desire for the throne. And this opportunity is one that is very, very difficult to pass up. However, our lands always require an ever-living monarch. And that is a burden I do not wish to bear, nor is it a burden that I wish for my son to bear, for it is a corrupting influence, and you have seen what it has done to our fair Queen. She is now the Queen of Rot, the Queen of Ruin, and it would be better if she was left alive. I'm going to save the Queen.
Brilliant.
Oh wow.
We're going to die.
And you're the only one happy about it?
Yay!
Save the Queen, because it's better that she does it than any of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done very well there.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
Yeah. That was really great.
One interesting game.
Well, thank you so much for watching us play for the Queen, and thank you so much to our wonderful guests. Thank you, Emily.
Hi.
You want to tell people where you're from?
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm from RP Geeks. You can find us on the internet. Go Google it.
And thank you so much to Lucy as well.
Hello, I'm Lucy. I'm an actor, writer, comedian. You can find me online at Lucy Found. Great.
Great. And thank you so much to this episode's sponsor, Surfshark, who made the whole thing possible. You can find out more about the service by clicking the link in the video description down below. And if you want to watch more Chaotic Neutral content, then click the videos that have appeared on screen now to watch maybe some Cthulhu, maybe some Dungeons and Dragons, maybe us playing Desperation or something like that. We will see you next time. Bye. 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 We don't have a sign off. Bye. It's been a year.